Our first guest tonight is an Emmy-nominated and Tony Award-winning actor you know from shows such as Schmigadoon and The Good Wife. He is currently starring in Burn, which is playing at the Joyce Theater. He also stars in the final season of The Good Fight. New episodes stream Thursdays on Paramount+. Please welcome back to the show our friend Alan Cumming, everybody. Look at how monochromatic we both are.
I know, right?
It's very lovely.
It's the first day of autumn, so I'm going for a cozy look.
It's very cozy. You look very cozy.
Thanks.
So this is, you're doing a one-man show right now, which historically are known to be exhausting for the people on stage.
Oh, do you think?
You got to do it all yourself,
Yes.
and there's an element of dance.
Yes.
You've done this to yourself as well.
And it was my idea.
Yeah.
I know I have no one to blame. It's sort of, I mean, I'm nearly finished it. And it's sort of, I mean, you just hurt when you're dancing. You just hurt. Like things, right now, I'm hurting in front of you. And it's sort of, I know, you know, we're all, and also I'm getting older. I'm not, I shouldn't be, like, this is sort of my, you know, dance theatre debut at 57. I know it's hard to believe. I know.
Very few people break into the stage dance game that late.
It's just mental. And so I have had, you know, I wake up and I'm like, oh, ouch. And funny things happen. And I've got sore arms. I don't know why.
Do you do a lot of arm movement during your dancing?
I guess I must do. It's just sort of, and then I bang myself on the table and I have to jump on. It's just a lot of stuff going on.
Now, the other interesting thing about it having all this element of movement is it is a one-man show about Scottish poet Robert Burns. And I think that if you heard that there was a one-man show about a Scottish poet, you might not think there'd be that much dancing.
You think there might be poetry?
Yeah.
Well, there's a little bit of poetry. I mean, I speak in it as well. But I sort of, like, what I wanted to do with this show, because Robert Burns is this, you know, huge icon in Scotland. He's our national bard. And I found out lots of things about him that were really surprising to me, about the fact he was bipolar and he had this, you know, was much more fragile and had this terrible life. And so I'm asking the audience to sort of think, especially in Scotland, where we did it first, to think again about someone that you have all these preconceived ideas about. So I thought, in a way, if I did that in a form that was not something you're used to seeing me doing, then that would sort of help. So the dance thing kind of helps you break down your barriers and you receive new information. Because you're so like, what the going on? Alan Cumming's dancing.
I also heard to prepare for this role, because again, it was both you know, physically and emotionally taxing, that you stopped drinking for a while. How did that go?
I think your research is a little lacking, sorry to say, but...
You went one evening?
It was about 2 nights, I think I managed. Because then I actually thought, I remember I came home and I was like, ow, I'm going to have, I'm not allowed, I'm going to have a drink. Yeah. So I keep swearing.
I think the problem you should worry about is that you stopped drinking for 2 days and it was such news that it made it to our research. Everybody was walking around Broadway being like, did you hear about Alan?
Alan Cumming stopped drinking.
48 hours.
I know. Is he all right? That's terrible. Yeah, no, I think I had to, you know, you have to, I mean, I've lost weight and my body's doing all these things and it's been an incredible experience. And, you know, I've got these funny hair extensions, my nails are black. It's a whole new vibe I'm going for with this. But the one constant was vodka soda, just to get me through the thing.
That's good. We appreciate your honesty.
Yeah.
You know, obviously, I don't need to tell you, because it was well covered. The Queen recently passed away.
What?
And oh, no. Is that how deep you've been in your one-man show?
Yeah. I've been in a burned cave.
A lot of people have been sharing anecdotes about meeting the Queen, crossing paths. Did you ever have the pleasure?
I never properly met her. I met a lot of them. I met Prince Charles. When I did that film Goldeneye, the James Bond film. It was the royal premiere, and you get all these pages of etiquette for things. And I was standing next to Judi Dench, and I said, I'm not bowing. Are you bowing? And she was like, I have to bow. I'm a dame. I was like, oh, all right. And then, but on the etiquette, it said, men must bow from the neck forward. I was like, well, you're hardly going to bow from the neck back. So there's on the
like a Pez dispenser.
Yes. And so on the news, there's Prince Charles and Pierce Brosnan, and in the background, you see me and Judi Dench laughing and going like this. But I one time when I was in the Scouts, like the Boy Scouts, and we were, you know.
So this is when you're younger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine if I was still in the Scouts now, that'd be hilarious. I was out hiking, you know, and we're orienteering or something in Deeside in Aberdeenshire, which is near Balmoral. And so it was raining and we were lost. And I was like the patrol leader. And I was like, oh, I can't deal with this. It's not my forte. And so we saw this Land Rover coming along this little track. And I said, well, let's just hitch a lift. They'll take pity on us. We're all bedraggled and wet-looking Scouts. It was the Queen in a Land Rover. And she didn't blooming well stop. We were like, oh, it's the Queen. Hi. So that was my claim to fame, that the Queen did not pick me up.
All right, well, thank you for sharing a story, because I feel like right now maybe a lot of the stories are like inflating her kindness, and it's nice to get...
Balance.
Yeah, get a little balance.
Balance is everything.
I have more to ask you. We'll be right back with Alan Cumming, everybody.